This is Conscious Counseling 101, Paul Roberts, and a recap of what I've come to based on my own observations. So Conscious Counseling 101 started with a thought that I had. Could I have a thought or an inkling of a thought that wasn't created by anything else before me? We've heard of people whose philosophies say that everything is, without free choice, free will. This is where what I have to say comes from. I know that I know nothing. I can't even be sure that I know nothing, but I can't be sure that I know anything. Anything that I think I know, I can't actually know, or at least I can't know that I know it. And so therefore, I've made the conclusion that I can't know anything for certain. So because I made that conclusion, everything else came from that. You've heard, I think, therefore I am. Okay, that's a big one we probably have all heard. You've heard, know thyself. Okay, that's a big one we've all probably heard. I've come up with the conclusion, as hard as I've thought, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about it, that I can't be sure that I know anything. I then logically conclude that no one else can know anything either. That's a big step. But what it does is it allows me to not be tripped up. Because I know that I can't know anything, I know that I can't know what I think I'm perceiving. I can't know it. And so because I can't know it, I know that no one else that is exposed to the same type of thing that they're trying to feel and think through, that they can't come to anything that they know either. This is very powerful, because now I know, even though I don't know, that I don't need to include anybody else's point of view in what I'm trying to think about, because they're stuck in the same quandary I am. They can't know either. They can feel it extremely strongly. They can believe it with all their heart and mind. They can rationalize it. They can look at it from every point of view that there is, but they can't know it unless they're more powerful than me. Unless they have some special ability that I don't have. I'm going upon the idea that we're all created the same way, and that our consciousness is limited by our sensibilities, and we share so much of those sensibilities at any given time that if I perceive something after I've worked at something for a long time, others must also perceive what I perceive. And what I perceive is that I can't know anything. It just seems like something. So therefore, what I'm telling you is, I don't know, and I can't tell you I know something. Because I know that anyone else that's telling you something, including yourself, doesn't know what they're saying. Can't prove what they're saying. Because of this, I've come to the conclusion that I can't know, and so therefore what can I do to alter my circumstances? That becomes real. I know that I can restrict my input from other people who also don't know, and trust my own abilities more than anyone else. I can show you how to do this the same way that I'm doing it. This is a gift I can give. Out of the fact that I have nothing and know nothing, I have come to the conclusion I have something to offer, because most people don't feel this way. Most people are influenced by others. Most people believe they can know. Most people believe that they work really hard, they can share what they have with others, and they can see a result from that. I know that is an illusion. I can only share with you that I know nothing, and that I know that no one else knows nothing, and so therefore the only way that you can possibly gain anything by yourself is to know that you know nothing, and because of that, you can alter your perception or your perspective of the nothingness that you know. Therein lies the real power. You can now change your reaction to how you perceive and experience and react to all things. It is that changed reaction that gives you true power. Conscious Counseling 101 is about helping you to understand how your perspectives are the only things you have to truly change any of the circumstances in your life. Conscious Counseling 101 helps you to create, like an artist creates a painting, a visualization painting for your life, and convince yourself that what you have the perspective of that you want to see is your best way of getting there. No following anybody else's doctrine or ideology is ever going to do that, because they could be flawed. They might sound great, they might be polished, but they could be flawed. We know this once again because we know that we're flawed, because we can't arrive at anything that we know of for certain. And so thus we logically say others can't as well. So what do we have? We have perspective. We have our own perspective. We want to enhance that perspective and be true to it without having anybody else enhance our perspective in any way. We don't want ideas to come in. We want to have an original thought that's not influenced by anything else. Now, I've already lived for over 50 years. I've been influenced by so many things. It's very difficult to fight those things off. Depending on where you are in life, where you came from, it may be hard for you too. But that's the thing you want to do. You want to start by knowing that what you know is only a preconceived idea based on your limited powers of perception in this physical realm. And that everybody else is subject to that exact same thing, even though they try to make you think they're not, or they're not aware of it, or they try to sell you something to make you think that they got something better, or they try to overpower you, or oppress you, or keep you down because of their station in life that they've come to by luck, or by other societal means that's elevated them. But they don't have anything more than you do, and you came to that conclusion because you know you don't even have it. And you can't derive it. You can't know anything for certain. So when you look at your perspective, you say, what do I want? How can I do anything that's real and original for myself? And you say, what I have in front of me can become all things by me simply understanding it all more in a different way than I currently do without much thought. I simply look at what the circumstances are that I'm involved with in my life, in my physical realm, and I alter that until it becomes what I deem acceptable. Now my perspective of what is already occurring in front of me has changed, but the things haven't changed. Only my perspective of the way I view them has changed. My point of view with Conscious Counseling 101 and what I can help you to understand is that you can actually change the things that are around you if you change your view of them first. The change of your view becomes real to you. The change of your view then can make those things change. But even if what I'm saying is not true, and your view can't make those things change, your view of them can make them change to you. Now, here's the danger. How do you keep that from swallowing you up in a state of delusion? How do you ever know? How can you ever be non-biased enough? How do you know that what you've changed in your viewpoint can actually change the actual things that are surrounding you, that your life is composed of, that your thoughts are based on? That's the real question. But while we're getting there, and we may not ever be able to know that, we know two things. Number one, no one outside of us is influencing us any longer. And number two, the perspective that we have is now our own making, and it's better than the limited one we started with. We don't want to have complete confidence in it, or it can become a delusion and harness us and keep us trapped. But if it empowers us by having the perspective that we've now created be more emboldening to us and our point of view becoming larger and heightened, we then have a better chance of escaping that which originally bound us. And that's really the biggest problem. Where we go from here in this heightened conscious is now very much about faith, hope, shedding off what was holding us before. We now have ability that we're in charge of what we're doing. But maybe we're not in charge of what we're doing. Maybe we surrendered to that because we had to, because we were so miserable. This is now the challenge. But the great thing about that challenge is, if you're realistic and truthful to yourself, you know that you hold that challenge in your own hands. And by just having that be the challenge that you deal with, no longer do you have any of the other challenges that you used to deal with. So now everything that you need to work with is right there. And through Conscious Counseling 101, you have that special ability to know that that's what you need to be focused on. So it's all about perspective. It's all about conscious understanding of your perspective. What you do with it is up to you. What it does for you is up to life circumstances, chance, how you play out your hand. But what I offer you through Conscious Counseling 101 is to have the ability to shed everything else and to have the perspective necessary to be in that place. That's what I offer you. I offer that to you for no charge because I believe that the powers that be would want us to all have that. That the consciousness deserves to have that. I'm not selling anything. I'm not making any money. I'm offering what I've come to see is the most valuable thing that a person can have in their philosophy or their consciousness of life, and I'm offering it free of charge. I'm then allowing you to do whatever you need to do with it, because I believe once you have that, you'll only do what is best, what should be done. And that is Conscious Counseling 101 and what I do. I set you up for that same path that I've set myself up for. And I'm very glad that I'm on that path. Not that everything in life is good, but I realize that I'm the master of my own perspective of it. And that is something that's very uncommon in this world. And it's very, very special. And it's very, very, very powerful. Conscious Counseling 101 can help you to receive that gift very, very quickly. And then the process of what you do with that heightened conscious is amazing, and you can take it wherever you want to. This is Paul Roberts of Conscious Counseling 101. Give me some feedback. Work with me on these things. Tell me what you see when you come to see that you see nothing and know nothing.